Greetings to everyone. I am Russ Hatfield, and Karra, who is behind my shoulder, is my higher dimensional twin soul and member of Ashtar Command on Hades base. We see here that Karra in this lesson has a large group of healers, so we get a lot of different topics getting bounced around with no clear center. To list them in order, it would be healers sharing energy, chakras, dark side of humanity, being perfect, honey for healing, Hebrews, and healing and sterilizing an area. You can follow our online transcript at the link below of our homepage, centerforascension.org, and please subscribe if you want at the end of this video to be alerted to future challenge sessions, editorials from Karra and myself, and lessons from the Center for Ascension. And now, the Healers Gathering.
Okay, you have a question for me, Velvet?
Yep, that's something about healing.
Okay.
Can healers take another healer's energy away if they fight back?
It depends on what you mean by fighting back. Physical fighting back.
No, I'm talking about healing power.
Healing powers. Why would you want to fight another healer?
Sounds like a contradiction in terms.
No,
Exactly.
well, if you're trying to take a healer's energy away, another healer's, and they're trying to take your energy away, what do you do?
It doesn't work that way.
Because
Healers do not fight over energy. They share energy if necessary. One healer will help another healer, but they will not fight each other.
so if one healer's low on energy
You can then
and
help
one's on high,
you can blend the two together. If the weaker healer is stronger in his or her healing ability, she can then focus the energy of the weaker healer that is being used to help.
okay, that sounds fun.
But never fight over energy.
Okay, I just want to ask a question.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, when you're putting your hands on someone's back and they start to get hot, are you giving them energy or are you taking
It
theirs?
depends on which part you're doing. If you're pumping
Oh, your back. You're right here on your back.
Yes.
Shoulders? Shoulder blades? What should you do?
Right, it depends
Are you taking the energy away?
if you're taking away the hurt, then you are taking away the energy that's creating the hurt. If you are making them feel better and stronger, you're pumping the energy in.
Now, Linda said something about light to light. What is that?
Light energy,
Light energy. And when one light touches another,
it makes it brighter.
and she said you go when it comes out, you go, and that's releasing the light.
It's a very odd way to describe it.
That's what
But
Linda-
basically what you're doing is you're pumping your light energy because you give off light, which can be called an aura.
Nora?
Aura,
Aura?
yes. It's
What's
an
that?
energy field that surrounds you. That is light.
I have another book. Mark or something gave me Mom a book on chakras and the healing energy field.
Chakras.
Chakras and the healing energy field. What is that about?
It's about points of energy spread throughout the body that can be used for healing and other purposes. Okay, Skip, as a healer, do you have a question?
No, I know my power's getting stronger.
Why is that?
If my attitude is changing.
That's part of the key. If you're negative, then the energy is suppressed. As you become more and more positive, you become stronger and stronger.
My attitude's totally changing.
That's good. You become stronger and stronger in a spiritual form as well as a physical form.
Not necessarily social needs. That's it.
No, you were very dark individual at that point. And now you're laughing, which is a positive laugh.
Now you know where you're going.
You already are rich and famous.
I mean,
You're talking about fiscal wealth.
yes. Yes.
Hello. Hello and hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
No, my attitude was changing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. All the healers, put your hands up and wave. Sorry, it's just my way of having fun. And it's also a statement point. Healers are in the room. So there's a lot of healers all in one place. Which means that there should be no ailments or illnesses in this room at all. Okay? Yes, it's stronger than it is. Okay. Okay. Any questions?
First off, how's that pyramid set up?
This is still slightly off, but it's manageable. Okay.
It's an exact sign.
Yes. Like healing exact science.
We'll try that, see if that works.
Question.
Mhm.
I want to find out if my dark side's disappearing.
No, it gets suppressed.
I'm sorry?
It gets suppressed. It doesn't disappear. It just gets suppressed by good. Everybody has a dark side. Everybody.
Karra, isn't it true that the dark side is not really a dark side? It's only a misunderstood emotion or thought?
That's a politically correct way of putting it, I suppose. It is a mischievous side that behaves in a way that is unrepressed and self-centered and no morals, no values. It's
Right.
it's dark.
No integrity.
Yes. And everybody has it. Some to a lesser and some to a greater. But it can be harnessed and used. Sometimes. It's always there to remind us of what we could be if we weren't so moralistic. And I don't mean that in a good sense.
Or learning to be one with each one of those aspects of yourself that are that way that you want to change or transform
Yeah, it's a
into the
reminder.
positive vibration.
Yeah, it's a reminder. It serves a function. Could you imagine
A great
something?
one.
Yeah, if you want to. Could you imagine somebody that has no negative vibrations whatsoever?
That would
Perfect.
No, because
No, I say they would be.
be right.
They would be too good to be true.
That's right.
Mhm.
If you're perfect, you're just going to set yourself.
No. Everybody that I know, every entity makes mistakes from time to time.
even Jesus had problems. And you deal with.
Yes, exactly.
My dad told me a little thing. I just know that.
Mhm.
That the person that makes mistakes is the person that never done it.
Think you told Huey that last time.
It's the truth. If you don't do anything, you can't make mistakes.
If you don't do anything, you're quite right. Can't make mistakes. Okay, next question.
Yeah, the Egyptians, in the height of their medical science, were skilled at surgery and also in the use of honey for healing. And the fact that they found out that honey inhibits the growth of bacteria and also draws water from cells. Why do honey do this? I never even heard of this.
It's because of the molecular structure and the density and the viscosity of the fluid. It also has certain properties that are quite frequently overlooked. One of the compounds is natural sugar, a natural sweetener, which acts as a preservative and in essence gives the microorganisms, bacteria, a lot of food to feed on. They overfeed, they overindulge, and what happens when something overeats and overindulges? Exactly.
Okay, so in using this in herbology, honey actually has a a good role in herbology as far as being able to, let's say somebody cuts themselves, sealing off, pouring honey on the wound. Let's say you don't have any. Let's say you're at a time when you don't have any hydrogen peroxide. You're out in the woods. Someone cuts themselves. Now you got the jar of honey. Just pour some honey on the wound.
Clean the wound first.
Okay.
Yeah, honey is always used for more beneficial things than just a cup.
Like what?
When you mix it in with things that make a poultice.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. For like a skin ulcer or something.
Correct.
Huh.
That also works for some.
Something?
Yes.
Don't forget to make it nice and viscous so you can base your bath with it. See, having so many healers grouped together in one place all at the same time, you can actually get down to real healing business.
Well, doesn't some of the commercial lotions have honey additives in them?
Really?
Yes, they do.
And
Definitely that's out of
Wheat germ and honey.
Wow. See, I learn something new every night.
yeah, that's the most useful advantage of having so many healers together to sit down and trade ideas.
You see, now, I've remembered a lot of things that I was taught when I was a little boy that my grandmother used as home remedies per se.
And your grandmother was a pioneer lady, right?
More or less, yes. More or less.
So she would have knowledge of how to survive on the
Natural
yeah.
things in and around the country we live in. Which, like a bee sting, if you take tobacco and wet it and put it on, it'll draw the bee sting out.
You know, also work as a leaf in the ground. You take an earth into the tree, and you take the grounds and the leaf and mix them together. And take the sting.
Tobacco seems to do a real good job.
Tobacco is up in the earth.
Well, it's a leaf.
It's a leaf.
Never heard of that before.
What? Tobacco that's full of bee sting?
I mean, either one of those two I've never heard of before.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Or
suffered,
if you're bit by a spider or any kind of poison, snake, anything poison,
You cut it
will
open,
suck it right out.
Yeah, tobacco full of it.
And
Full of it.
tying in with this, how much percentage Indian are you still?
About 25%.
But Russ is what?
I'm about 8, yeah.
So between all the people in the room, we've probably got about half.
Almost 3/4 an Indian.
Yeah. Between all
We're missing a leg.
between the 3 people that are of Indian descent, I'm sure that you've come up with some old Indian medicines that you can work together with. And this is a prime example with herbology and the uses of tobacco. It's not all bad for us.
There's a lot of natural vegetables, weeds, and so on and so forth that have healing power.
Hey, by the way, the Hebrew people, upon leaving Egypt and before Egypt, had a degree of keeping of cleanliness that wasn't even equal up until our modern times. And I mean, no one around them even came close to it for these guys. And it was,
Are you sure?
Pretty sure
You mean in their area or on your planet?
in the area.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What type of cleanliness?
Well, for example, they changed clothes if they were in an area where there was communicable disease and they were treating it. Washing wounds. And I mean, everybody else took healing, and they basically treated it as a mystic kind of thing. They asked their gods to heal, or the priest would heal. But the Hebrew people took all that religious stuff and threw it out the window, and just took everything they learned from the people around them and used that strictly logically as what worked, and they healed with just that.
And that's an example of why, as a race, they have survived so long. I mean, how old is the Hebrew race?
It's close to 4,000 years old.
Close to 4,000. What's the next oldest race?
It would be the Mayans, maybe? The Egyptians aren't really a race anymore.
And then they grow the Mayans.
Right. Well, there are Mayans.
The ones that survive.
Yeah. Oh, the Chinese.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right. And the Chinese had a degree of cleaning also.
Mm-hmm.
Or cleaning.
That's right.
Both aspects are true.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as that when you get a spiritual healing and doctors who work from a three-dimensional place of operation, both aspects are necessary.
Yes.
It's them learning to work together in harmony that the earth needs to learn.
And that's why I'm so happy, almost ecstatically happy, that we have so many healers together in one place. It is a prime example of healers coming together to exchange ideas.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we're coming up into our future here, where things will need to be more understood as what works, because let's say you can't get to a doctor, then again we get right back down to where the Hebrews started from.
Right. And relearning how to set bones, how to deal with herbology, how to deal with the importance of cleanliness. You learn all the basics that have been taken for granted. For example, how to sterilize the room.
You neutralize the vibrations.
We're talking about just practical cleaning.
Cleaning it,
For like a surgery or something?
Yeah, for a surgery.
disinfect it.
Take the carpet down?
Use boiling hot water, as hot as possible.
What do you do about the carpet?
Move carpets. You get anything that could bring in infections or negative vibrations or parasites. Get them
You
out.
wash the walls and everything?
Everything.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. And where do you start cleaning?
On the ceiling.
You work your way down.
Yeah, you have to.
Because it's no good starting on the floor, because the heat going up will create a huge environment for the microbes on the ceiling, and they will fall back down to the floor. So you get every possible contaminant out of the room. Felines, feline hair, other people.
That goes for thoughts, emotions, and action.
Now, here's an interesting question. What is the best person to have as a doctor, as a healer?
Someone you know?
No. Somebody that has knowledge. That's important. But the best person to be a healer and the most sterile is a lady that is ovulating. And now this is because when a lady ovulates, or a woman ovulates, it's because to be at the perfect stage to receive a child, they have to be sterile. I'm not saying sterile as in the external, I'm saying as in cleanliness sterile. So at that point, when a lady is ovulating, or a woman or a young lady, she is as clean as she can be.
Well, when you were doing surgery in the field, back when you were in the Army, how did you deal with the unantiseptic environment you're in?
I just told you, boiling hot water.
You just boil everything and do
Everything.
and everything.
That means damages the whole room.
Yeah, we used to take the tent down and we used to boil it.
Boil the whole tent?
The whole tent.
That's the quickest way to do it.
And the poles would be cleansed with fire.
Man, what kind of poles were you using?
Or we used metal poles.
Fire does. Fire is sterilizer too. But you can't use fire on everything.
That's right, can't use it on wood.
That's correct. You can use it on anything metal.
That's right.
Have you ever seen anybody burn the end of an animal?
Yeah, I've done it myself a few times, sure.
And you never give it a thought.
Well, yeah, I knew that's why I was doing it, but I never thought of having to boil a tent. I'm like,
Why not?
Well, I never find a pan big enough.
It's surprising how small a pen can get down to.
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah. I have, if you come down to my lab, Russ, you can see a pen that holds, I think, about 30 of your balance.
Mhm.
Big tent will fit in there.
Okay, well, I'm learning something new again. All right.
I'm doing it.
That's why it goes.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Don.
But mental thinking can also be a healing process.
Mhm.
If you create a healing vibe or vibrations,
Mhm.
you can heal things quite easy. That's what we always stress the importance of.
Well, the positive attitude that I'm coming up with
Mhm.
is making me feel better. Consequently, it's easier for me to make other people feel
That's good. Having a positive external front helped tremendously.
better. Have a what now?
A positive,
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Okay, right.
positive demeanor.
Attitude.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word I was looking for. Attitude.
Inside now. Inside now.
That's right.
Okay. In other words, project a positive attitude, but
Mhm.
still have that same positive attitude on the inside of you.
That's right.
And it's making it easier for me to perform or reach. Maybe not perform. That wouldn't be the right word. Maybe reach other people
Mhm.
and help them
Mhm.
mentally and physically.
Now, I'm going to have to step out for a few minutes. I need to go and pick up a very grumpy young lady that has taken a nosedive. And I shall be back shortly.